trying something a little bit different to take advantage of the fact that I always film at night anyways.
X gon' give it to you. Fuck, wait for you to get it on your own. X gon' deliver to you.
What's up, my Nimrod? It's Gage coming back at you guys again with another dose of that fresh, never frozen Yu-Gi-Oh content. I am 1,000,000,000% thankful that you guys would spend just a couple of minutes with me here today to talk about a children's card game we both mutually enjoy so fucking much. Today we are building off of one of my favorite series that I like to do on this channel. Again, I probably say that for like every series that I do, but I enjoy this one most in particular. That's right, the series we're building off of today is none other than this Yu-Gi-Oh card was good? This is a series where I like to take a trip back into the Yu-Gi-Oh time machine and take a look at a card that, in a vacuum, is absolutely atrocious, but somehow, some way, managed to find its way into a format and actually be competitively viable. Today's card we're looking at, we don't have to take a trip too far back, actually. We're actually going just back to Monarch format, and we're actually taking a look at a card called Sphere of Chaos. Sphere of Chaos is a level 5 dark machine type monster with the effect of, while this card is face up on the field, its attribute is also treated as light. Once per turn, this card cannot be destroyed by battle. Also, when this card is tribute summoned, you can add one level 3 monster from your deck to your hand. Sphere of Chaos has 1600 attack, as well as 0 defense. To understand why this card was as good as it was, we have to really take a look back at that format and really understand the different variations of Monarchs that people were playing at that time in the game. Monarchs had just taken off in full blast and people were toying around with different types of Monarchs. The most popular was the extra deck less Monarchs, so you could play the Domain of the Monarchs, which is a very powerful field spell card that really stopped most strategies in their tracks. Can't use the extra deck? I guess you're just dick. At the very start of the structure deck, when the structure deck was first dropped, this was people's go-to actions to try to play the deck. Pantheism was at 3. The deck was just absolutely crazy. With Ether at 3 too, there was so much you could do. You didn't need the extra deck to play Monarchs. That actually was the whole point of building the deck. However, some people here in the TCG decided to take matters in their own hands and see what they could do with a little bit of creative deck building. And one of the things that actually came out of that was to be able to play Extra Deck Monarchs. Extra Deck Monarchs was a very interesting way to play the Monarch deck because it was thinking way outside the box, because a card like Domain of the True Monarchs, I think that's the exact name, was just such a powerful card that it really seemed absurd to not include it in your Monarch deck. But there were some other super powerful synergies that people just couldn't ignore, and one of those was actually being able to play Brilliant Fusion with Gem Knight Seraphite. Because Gem Knight Seraphite was such a powerful card, and since you're able to dump a plethora of light targets from the deck to the graveyard, ranging in how good they were, you could even just dump Idea, and that was pretty good because you could banish it to summon IDOS. There were so many light targets in the deck that were really good to dump that people wanted to play Brilliant Fusion just because it seemed like it synergized so well. Just think about it, even the additional normal summon in Monarchs, yeah, you could probably put that to good use. So what people started to do in that format is they decided to start to splash Brilliant Fusion in their decks, and to combo off with the fact that Gem Knight Seraphite was a level 5 monster, people would play cards to pair with that so they could make a rank 5 XYZ. Popular cards were Super Quantal Red Layer was a very popular choice for the fact that it was just pretty much a Cyber Dragon with a built-in extra effect. You could also get away with playing the Super Quantal Red Layer by also playing E-Telly as well as Blue Layer. That was also a pretty popular choice people decided to do. Really playing level 5 dudes to pair with the fact that Seraphite was a level 5 was a pretty generally good idea, because you can make very powerful cards, like the one card that I hate the absolute most was the bane of my existence in that format, Artifact Randall, as well as some interesting cards like Windup Zen Mayo were pretty good. Dreas and Tiras were also just really genuinely good rank 5s. Volcasaurus, another choice. There's just so many choices of rank 5 XYZs that happen to be really good. So really trying to get as much mileage out of Gem Knight Seraphite as you could was the main game of the strategy. And like I said, people played a lot of level 5 monsters to pair with, and one of the ones that ended up popping up, surprisingly, was actually Sphere of Chaos. Released all the way back in Raging Battle, I believe that's what RGBT stands for, as a secret rare, this card actually had all the aspects to make it a rather overhyped card, or a card that people would want to invest in, because it seemed like it held some value because it was only a single printing in Raging Battle. Now, there was a lot of neat aspects of this card that really brought it together to be as good as it was. One of the facts actually was the fact that it was able to dually treat itself as a light monster. While normally that effect might not seem like much on the outside because you're just summoning a level 5 monster, make, I don't know, Durandal or Volcasaurus anyways, this actually ended up being pretty interesting because it allowed you to summon another rank 5 XYZ monster that you normally wouldn't be able to summon with a card like Super Quantal Red layer. If you had played Sphere of Chaos and intended to make an XYZ, you could actually make one of the best rank 5s of all time, I think people would say, and that's Constellar Pleiades. It's really up to preference what you chose to make off of your level 5s, but Constellar Pleiades, without doubt, is one of the strongest rank 5s of all time. I do think Artifact Randall is better. I do think that card's more annoying, but hey, it broadened your options just that a little bit more. So besides that kind of interesting synergy with Constellar Pleiades, okay, what does its other effect do? What is the fact that it can search a level 3 monster and add it to your hand, add to the Monarch deck? I'm not going to be talking about its battle effect, by the way, because that one just totally didn't matter. The fact that this card could search a level 3 monster might not seem that appealing if we just look at the surface, the base core of a Monarch deck. There's really no level 3 monsters. Granted, I don't think there's a single level 3 monster. Idea's level 1, Eidos is level 2. What are you searching in the Monarch deck? Well, actually, you weren't really searching anything Monarch specific. In fact, you were actually just searching level 3 monsters, which actually, surprisingly nowadays, all hand traps just happen to be level 3. All the good hand traps, let me say, like maybe except Effect Veiler, but I'm talking the more recent ones. Cards like Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit were released at the time. Ash Blossom would have been great to search back then, but they didn't have it at that time. And actually, one of the other hand traps that was really good to search that actually was just about to be released when this card was getting hyped up was Ghost Reaper and Winter Cherries. This was one that a lot of people were very excited for. Being a really easy counter to ABC, which was going to be released literally right around the corner. Also, Ghost Reaper just held some other synergies to be able to stop other decks where their one core monster was a simple XYZ or a synchro that was really important to them. Just something to look at. Omega looping was still pretty popular back then. Keep in mind, this is before the Link era, so you really didn't have to jump through extra hoops to be able to summon multiple Omega. Granted, it's actually still really easy now because you're able to return them to the main monster zone. I don't know what point I'm trying to make. Really what I'm trying to say is there was a lot of options in that time of the game that you could use Ghost Reaper and Winter Cherries with, where people were actually very excited to get their hands on the hand trap. Nowadays it's kind of dropped off in price a little bit because it's losing some of that playability. The last time we really saw it was against Spiral Double Helix. I still think it's a fantastic card. It's only a matter of time before it becomes great again, probably actually right around the corner when we get the Burning Abyss Link monster, whenever that may be. You'll see Ghost Reaper and Winter Cherries a lot more, I think. But that was a hand trap that also just happened to synergize with Sphere of Chaos. Like I said before though, Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit at the time was that go-to pick. Being a psychic, it worked with your E-Telly if you happened to draw into your blue layer, but also it was just a light and level 3 monster to work with Sphere. Now, even though I'm saying all these synergies, only a handful of people actually decided to take the Sphere of Chaos challenge. Most people kind of dismissed it as just an overhyped, weird techie choice, but I actually kind of see the value in it. I kind of see where it could have been a pretty good card. Depending on how much you really wanted to focus your deck on countering a different specific strategy, Sphere of Chaos could actually do you pretty well. We all know how powerful hand traps are, and being able to search them, that sounds actually pretty good. However, since we're past the Monarch format, I think it's really easy and safe to say that Sphere of Chaos from Raging Battle will probably never see play again. Just too specific, and the fact that you have to tribute summon it, that's not that great either. Let me know what you guys think of Sphere of Chaos. Do you guys think it has any playability moving forward in the game, or do you just think it's a dead card like I do, like probably most people do? But yeah, let me know in the comment section below.
That's all, folks.
If you guys liked the video, be sure to like the video, thumbs up the video, and express that you enjoyed the video. If you did like the video, please do consider subscribing to my channel. I'm uploading regularly. Feels pretty good, man. And yeah, if you also like this new background setup, be sure to give the video a thumbs up too, and let me know down in the comment section. If you have any suggestions how to improve it, also I'd love to hear that. I do think I can add maybe a little bit more light to my face here, but I kind of like the dark, moody scene to it. I think it's kind of different, and I like that. I can also dim the lights a little bit more here. I don't know what I wanted to do with that. Maybe that dimmy actually kind of looks pretty good, but I wanted to add a little bit more orange to kind of complement the rock salt lamp in the back there. I really fuck with that rock salt lamp. You guys ever see these shits? I did also mention I would lick this thing, so That's definitely fucking salt. Yeah, if you guys liked the video, be sure to like the video, thumbs up the video, express that you enjoyed the video, and I will hopefully catch you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching, guys. Nim Nim signing out.